Thank you for tuning in for Addy and Daddy, because you know you can't spell Daddy without the Addy. I said you can't spell Daddy without the Addy. Thank you for tuning in on this beautiful Wednesday, February 25th. February 25th. And whoever stole my Microsoft Office, know that I will fine you. You have my word. That's pretty good, right? Yep. You won't know this one. What's Forrest Gump's password?
Forrest Gump's?
1 Forrest 1. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Now, did I tell you that I used to run a dating service for chickens?
No.
Yeah, that's because I was struggling to make hens meet. So we gave it up. That's for you, Nana. We thought you might like that one.
I know you would like that.
That was for Nana Bubba Goat. Okay, guys, we have a wonderful show today. We're going to talk to you about something you may have heard of, you may be semi-familiar with. But 8-year-old Addy is going to educate you about the CIA's program known as
MK Ultra.
We're going to get into that later, but first, that beautiful sip of the day. I had to get that coffee going. The best barista, probably in America, but definitely here in Florida, right?
Right.
Did we stay up late last night watching that State of the Union address?
Yes, we did.
Yeah, we'll maybe talk about it a little today, but either people watched it last night or they didn't watch it, right?
Right.
So we're going to talk more about why lots of Americans tuned in, millions of Americans tuned in, and why some people didn't. One of the funniest things we saw were some of the journalists across X went and interviewed college students the day before last night, and they asked them what they thought of the speech that hadn't happened yet. And 90% of the students all trashed and bad-mouthed the event that hadn't taken place yet. Showcasing their ignorance, right?
Right. Who's the one person that
they didn't even know that it hadn't taken place. They just wanted to express their hate. And they were willing to embarrass themselves and their naivety and express their ignorance willingly. And we're able to see that. And 8-year-old Addy's able to see it. And her question kept saying, why are they pretending they saw something they didn't? And that's what we're going to talk about today. Because why would somebody who didn't see something pretend they did on camera? Cuckoo, cuckoo. We're going to talk about that today. But first, listen to that beautiful sip, little lady.
There you go, handsome pencil.
Thank you for making my coffee. Best barista in America.
Thank you. You're welcome. All you need is a cup or a mug or a glass. I got mine. A tankard or a chalice or stein. A canteen jug or a flask.
Oh, yeah.
A vessel of any kind filled with your favorite liquid. I usually like coffee. Hot cocoa works too, with crunchy peanut butter or soft peanut butter or homemade chocolate sauce. But anything works. And let's do a simultaneous sip.
Thank you for joining us for that simultaneous sip. Let's get that dopamine before we start the day.
Yep.
Woo, that's hot. Yeah. Isn't that hot?
Yes, it is.
Addy, Uncle Twisted, from Discord, from our Dads Across the World.
Hey, Twisted.
He tuned in and saw your TikTok videos and some of your stuff on your other platforms doing the Pledge of Allegiance. And he gave me the best message any father can ever get, showing me and telling me that he thinks I'm one of the best fathers he's ever met, just because he can tell how much you enjoy spending our time together. Was that pretty cool?
Yes, it was.
I told him, obviously, it takes a good dad to know a good dad. Isn't that right?
Yes.
Yeah. Twisted's a great dad, too. He lives up in Brooklyn, New York City. We don't get to spend time in real life, so we spend time using technology together. Is that right?
In game world.
In the game world. Do our kids able to play together from 1,500 miles away?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're probably closer than 1,500, maybe like 1,300 miles away, right?
Yeah, you could probably visit out in an airplane.
Yeah,
or
easily.
A helicopter, like Apache. Like go to my uncle and say, hey, can we drive real quick?
I don't think Uncle Brandon's offering a taxi service, but that would be awesome to see Uncle Brandon flying us around everywhere, right?
Yeah, I would.
Yeah. Brandon Kramer out there in East Texas, Tyler, where we were born. Now, Addy, we have a wonderful show today, and I want to get down to that. We're going to talk a little bit about what happened to testosterone in America. We're going to talk about why there's no magnesium in anybody. Could have a little bit to do with this little sip. Woohoo! And we'll get there. But did you know who the greenest presidents in the U.S. history are? They didn't talk about this last night, but who are the greenest presidents in the U.S. history?
Plants.
The Bushes. You got it.
I got it.
The Bushes.
The Bushes.
We're not fans of the Bushes, but that joke had had to land, didn't it?
Yeah, they had to land because of the grease. I like it.
So, guys, we're going to get to a lot of fun stuff today, but we got to give you a little bit of news. In California, 200 people cover 47% of all tax revenue. We've now dug into the numbers, and now you can see these numbers. They say that the rich don't pay their fair share. We disagree with that based just off the numbers. When you think of how many people they employ, how many taxes they pay for that, the benefits, it goes on and on and on. But a billionaire employing everybody is, in fact, giving back to the community, correct?
Correct.
Well, in California, and their total tax revenue, you're going to want to see these numbers, guys. 200 people, and we need to talk about that too. We need to talk about that. But 200 people cover 47% of all tax revenue in the state. That's almost half, guys. So out of $265 billion collected,
265 billion.
how many are produced by that group, Addy?
1,122
$122 billion, guys, comes from that group alone. $122 billion. They control, here's why, they control $2 trillion in assets. And if they leave the state, that's half the state's revenue walking out with them. So you should know who those 200 men are. Think about the power that those men probably have when they have $2 trillion in assets in a state, and half the revenue of the state that pays for everything California isn't even paying for and covering is from 200 men. That sounds a little scary and ridiculous, right? Yeah. If it's a free market, cool, but investigations are underway. And what's going to happen if those men leave the state and half the revenue goes with them?
And what happens if one of them gets corrupt? What are they going to do? Raise taxes, I'm guessing?
Did you hear this, little lady?
I'm just guessing, or am I?
I love you, little girl.
I love you.
We'll talk more about that, guys, but we're trying to keep you informed and keep you out there. One of the things that was popular this week, we saw bringing back, we're not even going to use the old names, guys. They used to call these things, whatever it was. We're not even going to use the name anymore because it's not there. Now they're bro packs, okay? The bro packs are back, and dads are wearing them all across. You can see ours here. Ours is a little special. Addy, what do we got?
We got
Space Force.
We got the Space Force.
We love the Air Force, and we love the Space Force. Is that right?
Yeah.
You're going to see more from us on Space Force this year. But Dad's got a new pack. Do I take this everywhere with this?
Yes.
Yep. Wear it around. Do you wear it around your neck sometimes? You just wear it like one of your purses, right? Just put it on. That's not how I wear it. This isn't how I wear it. But in order to see it in the shot, I'm going to have to wear it like that.
Yeah.
But
Speaking of space, how do you plan a rocket ship crew?
I don't know.
You plan it.
That makes sense. Nice job, Addy. I like that you make up jokes on the spot. You're crazy. One of the greatest quotes from last night we wanted to give to you because we're going to talk about that, and that's what MK Ultra has a lot to do with.
Yep.
This comes from your president last night. The revolution that began in 1776 has not ended. It is still continued because the flame of liberty and independence still burns in the heart of every American patriot. Thank you. God bless you, and God bless America. Now, we agree with that. That's what we're going to talk about today is why are men so weak? What has happened to them over the last few decades? I'm not the oldest person in the room, and I'm not the youngest man in the room.
But you know why we're so smart?
Why is that?
Because we know nothing.
That's right. We are the smartest man in the room because we know nothing. And what do we do, Addy?
We learn, change, and grow and want to go more.
That's right. And men with testosterone do that. Isn't that right?
Yes.
And men that are patriots do that. Isn't that right?
Yes.
Can every man and woman watching this show or anywhere out in the future, in the past, wherever they're watching it, have they made mistakes?
Yes.
Have they thought one thing and then learned a new thing?
Yes.
And does that change their perception?
Yes, it does.
It used to. It should work that way. But we're going to talk today about why that's not happening anymore. If a man cares and he's presented new information, what should he do with it?
He should take it.
Okay, and you should think about it, right? Mm-hmm. Could he do his own research?
Yes, he should process it in his brain and look it up and make sure it's true.
Now, do we have multiple conversations with different men this week?
Yes, we did.
And we would label some of those men as liberals, right? Mm-hmm. Now, of the four, did two of the liberals take the information we had, digest it, and come back even the next day and say that they are thankful for the new perception?
Yes.
Is that how men learn, change, and grow?
Yes.
It is. Did we also have another man, Carl, that exploded, lost his mind, and went crazy. Yeah. He unfriended us, didn't he? Yeah. Because he didn't like the truth that we gave him, did he? No, we're going to talk about that today, guys. A grown man, much older than me, a public school teacher, right, who's only lived in Allen, Texas his entire life. Well, I take that back. He came from Germany. Okay, so he's from the Nazi land, and he's come to America. He doesn't appreciate American freedoms. He's expressed that his whole life, and he lives in the most conservative town in all the world. Okay, I grew up there. In the most conservative town, the most conservative county, they have the most conservative policies, the highest security, and the highest levels of graduating children to go get their PhDs, right? Isn't that what you want to see for American family values?
Yes.
And is that where that person lives, in those American family values with those red states and with those red policies?
Yes.
But does he pretend that he lives in Southside Chicago?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a little weird, isn't it? So he lost his mind when we told him that we believe in the First Amendment, we believe in freedom of speech. He did not agree with that, did he? And what did he tell you? Did he tell you that you're not allowed to talk about certain things because of your skin color?
Yes.
Yeah, is that racist?
Very.
Yeah, now, this is a white liberal, but did he try to tell us that we don't have the freedom of speech?
Yes, he did.
And what did you say back to him?
I said,
USA!
USA!
You did, little girl, and did that upset him?
Very much.
Game, set, match.
Nice.
We're on to the next, guys. So Addie's going to talk to you a little bit today about why Carl has lost his mind. Cuckoo, cuckoo. And we'll give you a little heads up. All over Carl's page on Facebook, the only news that he has cycled is from Comedy Central's The Daily Show.
I don't know that one.
Yeah, you've never seen it. We're going to talk about that today. It's part of MK Ultra. It's part of the mind control. It's part of the behavior modification. It's literally called Comedy Central, an entertainment show that lies to you and is clearly biased. And this individual, that's where he gets his news.
From the only thing that lies almost.
Interesting. A public school teacher in public school gets his news from Comedy Central, and he tried to tell this little girl that she doesn't have the freedom of speech. Is that what a Nazi German would do?
Yes, and that's what
Sure would be.
It's taken me every bone of my body.
We're not saying he's a Nazi, but we're saying his behavior very much so in line with the Nazis. Sorry, Carl.
Sorry.
Not happening in this world.
Not happening. USA!
USA! That's right. We're going to USA all over you all year because that's what's happening. America is back. We didn't just get gold medals. The men didn't just bust his tooth, get in there and show them how to do it. They went and visited the White House yesterday, had a wonderful tour, wonderful trip, enjoying what they earned when they won that gold medal. But of course, you can go online because we're about to talk about MK Ultra, and you can see from Huffington Post. Now, check this out. We're not trying to be offensive, but you should know that it was fat, white, liberal women who wrote 2 articles from Huffington Post and from the New York Times that said Americans don't want to support the U.S. hockey team. We know that's a lie. Is that a lie? That's straight bold lie. Every American does not care if you're Democrat or Republican or Libertarian. We love you, Libertarians.
Love ya.
If you go to the Olympics and you get a gold medal, are we cheering for you?
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't care what your politics are. We support you, okay?
We support you no matter what.
That's right. But what does the left say? The left says we can't cheer for Americans. We can't cheer for you because you don't believe exactly the same thing we do. Isn't that weird?
Yes, God designed us to be freaking different.
But
what's the matter with that?
But the left says that diversity is our strength. But if you express your diversity, express a different opinion, how do they feel? They get mad and unfriend and block, don't they?
Yes.
But hey, is that good? Because for every one liberal that we've lost, have we gained 6 or 7 great dads and great moms along the way?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll take it, right? You sacrifice one crazy liberal who's been affected by MK Ultra, and you gain much more, right?
Yep.
Quality over quantity, but we're getting both, right?
Right.
How many new followers did you get yesterday?
2 new ones.
2 new followers yesterday, just being you. And we're excited about that because we know the world's changing. We know 2026 is bringing us what we want to see. And today, we're going to talk about why we got to this stage, why it took this long, and why only now in 2026 are we back on top, okay? So before Addie gets to dropping this news for you, I'll drop 2 more pieces. One thing that we've never seen, probably in decades, the CIA admitted just last week that there were several bad actors inside the CIA doing unspeakable evil things, from marking white women that were attending church as terrorists, okay, putting them on the red flag terror list at the CIA, to attacking the culture that we have here in America. So they've been busted, they've been held accountable, and we know now that the future can change and will change. But first, you need to know what is MK Ultra. Why has that always been talked about like it's some kind of a conspiracy, when in fact it's the most truest thing you could ever learn about. And we're going to get back to the category of one, Daddy's favorite book, after Addy teaches you about MK Ultra. Because guess what? Where do you think some of this information came from? All right, Addy, that's enough for me. You teach the world, what is MK Ultra?
Who? The CIA.
Okay, so MK Ultra comes from our own CIA, is that right?
Yes, I'm very upset.
Now, there is more behind that. We could go even previous to that. And there are some people on some podcasts. Joe Rogan just did a podcast about it. You can check that out. But Addy, we're here in America, not talking about the Canadians who started the psychological warfare. We're here in America. And
Who's the
let
director?
us know. Who was the director of the CIA, Addy?
Alan Dulles.
Alan Dulles, the director of the CIA, approved and launched this program.
And who's the chemist?
Good job, little 8-year-old. Who was the chemist?
Sidney Gottlieb.
Sidney Gottlieb. So we have the director of the CIA and we have the chemist that started this program.
And what were they trying to do? Mind control and behavior controlment.
No.
Behavior modification.
That's right. Addy wrote her own. She's in 3rd grade. She writes pretty well. I like it, but it is kind of hard to read. You did a good job.
Thank you.
So guys, this is not a joke.
It's
The
not.
CIA ran a program with chemists and some psychological warfare propagandists from Canada. We're leaving out for right now.
Yep.
Mind control and behavior modification is the what. So we have your journalist questions. Addy, what are our journalist questions?
Who, what, where, when, why, and how.
That's all you got to ask so that you can be a better journalist. And we're going to show you. The who was our CIA under Alan Dulles with chemist Sidney Gottlieb. The what was they were trying to explore mind control, okay, and more specifically, behavior modifications. Say it, behavior
modifications.
That's right, guys. This was their game plan. They put together the smartest men of our time, top-level PhDs, top-level chemists, top-level behavioral scientists. They gathered together the smartest men and women of the time. They put them together to run experiments. I don't want to overstep you. I'll let Addy take back.
Ready? Where?
Here in America.
Where in America? In America.
Held
on vulnerable groups.
That's a tough word there. Good job.
Thank you.
I'm glad you got one. Vulnerable groups, guys. So they specifically targeted vulnerable groups. Some had some knowledge they were being tested. Most had no idea that they were being tested on. Okay? Your government, the CIA, right? They did this. Keep going.
Met patients, soldiers, and citizens.
Mental patients, guys. They did testing on mental patients. Sound familiar, Carl? They did test on mental patients, people that were already unwell, people that were diagnosed not well. They did more tests on them. Could they make a mental patient do what they wanted them to do? Could they take somebody that was mentally ill and could they modify their behavior? Not in a healthy way, like they made them super guys, super soldiers. Yeah, they could probably do that if they wanted.
Yeah.
No. They wanted to see what they could get them to do. They wanted to see how far they could change a human to do things that a human didn't want to do. They could change their behavior. Keep going. Including, that one's harder. Including hypnosis and drugs.
So hypnosis and drugs.
They had a lot of different tactics in a lot of different ways. Sometimes they used drugs and they introduced drugs into the person's systems and tried to change them. And other times they used hypnotic ways. We know Scott Adams was a certified hypnotist, right? We know Dr. Bo Ranger and a bunch of other people that lead their podcasts are hypnotists, right?
Yep.
And they show you the way to talk, the way to roll. And, if you want to take a public speaking class, if you want to take a broadcast class, A little bit of hypnosis would go a long way. Speaking to a metronome can cause some people to listen a little better. Good job. But that's up to you to learn a little bit more on that. Daddy's taken lots of nonverbal communication classes, and we loved every single one of them. All of that is built on the shoulders and the giants of these individuals that learned in detail through illegal, unethical experiments on American citizens, mental patients primarily, okay? The ill, right? Sound familiar where we're headed? Yep. Okay, what year was this?
When 1963 to
50.
1970.
What was that, 63? I thought it started on 53. Okay, never mind. She wrote 6. 63
to 1973.
So known experiments, active experiments were taking place from 63 to 73. Known. They were purposely doing that. These were in the boxes. What happened in 73?
In 1973, the new director.
Good job, Addy. New CIA director.
Richard Helms.
I was like, there's no Sherlock Holmes in our CIA director. Helms. What did he do?
He ordered files burned.
That's right. So when Richard took over, the first thing he wanted to do was cover those tracks up, right? CIA didn't want anybody knowing about this. Is that right? But people did know about it, and people did talk about it. And what were they called? Conspiracy theorists, liars, that they were making it up, that they don't know. And America just tossed it under the rug. The people that this happened to, the beginning of our propaganda in the news, all of these lessons that they learned started from this right here, 63 to or 63 to 73. They say, right, the same people who said it was never happening said that it stopped in 73. Okay. We did a Freedom of Information Act because we have that in America, unlike other citizens in other parts of the world. We have the Freedom of Information Act, and now we know the truth. And what do we know? We know that they did these experiments, that they learned a lot of lessons. And one of the things, more specifically, that's not shown here is that there were over 100. Did I write it down? Top of my head, 149. I might be wrong, could be 53, but 149 for sure. 149 sub experiments. Okay, so you have the project MK Ultra, but through the project of MK Ultra, you had 149. It could be 152. I cannot remember right now, but it's definitely 149 at minimum. 149 sub projects that took place under MK Ultra into all those realms that we're going to get into. Okay, so what did that do? How did that learn? What lessons did they learn? Where could they apply them, Addy? How? TV programming.
Music, movies.
Music programming.
Movie programming.
Movies programming.
Headline on news.
And headlines on the news. They found 4 hardcore ways that they could influence and modify your behavior. And now I should take that back. I apologize. If you're watching this show, these tricks probably don't work on you as well as they do on others. Is that right?
Right.
Now, do these tricks work on everybody?
Yes.
Yeah. Could they work on Daddy?
Yes, but not on this little girl saying, "Oh, you're trying to hypnotic me?" For boom, punch in the face. Don't
You would punch him in the face. That's right, little girl. And these people should be punched in the face. So I'm okay with that. Normally, we wouldn't talk about violence, but in order to get 1970 or not, in order to have 1776 take place, did we have to stand up for those that were trying to control us?
Yes.
And did we have to punch them in the face?
Yes.
Did George Washington walk up and just punch them right in the nose?
Yes.
That's right. And that was pretty cool last night. If you didn't know, George Washington's marble gravel, okay? Now, you've been to George Washington's house, right? You've been to George Washington's first Freemason temple and the grounds just outside the New York City after the Battle of New York City that we lost, kind of on purpose. We retreated to the hills. You've been to that Revolutionary Army camp, haven't you?
Yes, I have. I remember it.
And how many times did we get to watch them shoot that cannon off there?
I think 10 times, right?
5 times.
5.
Good guess.
Thank you.
Did we walk the King's Highway?
Yes.
Yeah, we walked the King Highway the same way that spies and guards and soldiers traveled to and fro during the Revolutionary Army to get to Fort Knox, to get to the generals, to get to George Washington, and to give them the information of when to cross the Delaware, which you all know that story. Barefoot, these soldiers crossed the ocean. Oh, not sorry, the Delaware River. These guys, these individuals fought hard for America. That fight has never ended. And because of some bad actors and their ability, their strength, and their power through psychological warfare, we have entered in since 1973. We've been under decades of those learned skills being implemented in the worst ways imaginable. And we're going to give you 2 examples. Addie, have you seen the TV show G.I. Joe?
Yes, I have.
It's true that the government paid and bankrolled any TV program, any media across the U.S. that was willing to push patriotic themes, right? Now, we're not getting paid, are we? I mean, nobody's giving us anything, right? But G.I. Joe, absolutely, as a journalist, you should know, go do your homework here. G.I. Joe did receive funding. Lots of shows received some funding from the government. They gave bonus checks if they pushed a good patriotic theme message. Is that right?
Right.
Okay. And so they did do that. Does G.I. Joe push individual accountability?
Yes.
Does it tell you knowing is
Power.
half
The
the
battle.
battle?
Yes.
Knowing is
Half the battle.
right.
Taking action is the other half.
Hey, good job, little girl. Way to follow that through. Yeah, knowing's half the battle. Just getting there and getting the information is half the battle. G.I. Joe pushes that information. You see that through a lot of those cartoons and shows throughout the 70s and 80s. But then it started taking a turn. And now it's taking the worst turn of all time. And that's what we want to talk about. What has happened in propaganda? What have they been able to do? You know that they saw, learned, and found out how to easily trick the mentally ill. Now, how many liberal women do you know that are taking pills and have classified themselves as mentally ill and have to go see a therapist? I'm not talking bad to anybody. This is not negative, guys. Think. How many people do you know classify as mentally ill and run to see therapists? They have to get somebody else. They don't have a network in their town. They don't have a church. They don't have people in their own life that they can support. So they must go to a therapist. Okay? They're not mentally well. Here's the catch. If that same person that is mentally not well, there's millions of reasons, guys, that could happen. I'm not harping on anybody. But if a person is mentally ill, is weaker, isn't as strong as they could be from their community, did they learn, Addie, through MK Ultra, how they could change that person's behavior?
YES.
That's correct, Addie. They did learn what they could do to that person. And they learned how to do it. They learned, read it again to me, how to do it through the TV.
Music, movies, and headlines and news.
Now, to a regular person, that's too much, Addie. They can't see all that. They can't step back. But as a journalist, I did. As a journalist with my wife, we did. We started our family applying what we already knew. What other people considered conspiracies, we applied. We already knew tap water was a neurotoxin. It's not good for the individual because we did our homework and we read where it came from. It's not difficult to do. So it's not surprising that when a Democrat, RFK Jr., takes charge, that he bans tap water. It's not a surprise that we moved to Florida, who's already banned tap water, fluoride, from being in the tap water. Is that a surprise to us? No, we're already living that way.
Yes.
Absolutely, because that's what a good journalist would do. If you need to find street cred for who I am and what we are, look no further than the demonstration of our family. You can look at awards. You can see those too, right?
Yeah.
But let's look at you, little girl. Have you ever had tap water in your life? No. Does that increase your IQ?
No.
Yes. Yes. Not having fluoride increases your IQ because drinking fluoride does what?
Lowers it.
Is that public knowledge that drinking fluoridated water lowers your IQ?
Yes.
So did I keep you and your mother keep you from ever having tap water?
Yes.
Does that upset other parents when they hear what we've done? When a self-reflection takes place, iron sharpens iron. Is that right?
Yes.
But if iron hits metals that are weaker, what happens?
The bottom shatters.
Yeah, we don't get any sharper, right? And what happens to the other one? They just break down. We don't want to do that, right? We want everyone to be sharper. Is that right?
Yes.
But is that going to change who we are?
No.
Can we help it if Carl is so weak that upon trying to sharpen him, he has a mental breakdown?
No.
No, this man's way older than us. and he's the one with the mental breakdown. Why? Because we already know that MK Ultra understood how to get to him, how to take a man, and this happens to white liberals. We've gotten into it with several teachers in Allen, actually a nurse, several people that live in the most conservative county with the most conservative policies their entire life are voting hard Democrat in their local elections because they want it. They think they want it to be like Southside Chicago, like Southside Baltimore, like Southside New York City, like South Brooklyn.
Like South, everything.
Because they think that's cool, right? They want to be different. Where do they live though, Addy? In the red states. But what do they pretend that they vote? Blue Democrats.
Blue Democrats.
Cuckoo, 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 cuckoo. And we're going to teach you why, guys. The psychological warfare game at play is here. So here's what we're going to do for you. We do this for every single person. We have good liberals who love us, who are now independents. They're not liberals anymore. They see what's happening. They've changed. Are we changing the world?
Yes, and a shout out to Alex and Cam.
Welcome, guys. Welcome to the show.
Welcome.
Now, guys, what is happening there, okay, are that when you grab your phone, okay, like for example, Dad, I go through and I edit my news out because I don't even look at my phone news. It's junk. I'm on a Samsung, Android. Don't even want to talk about Apple. But I went through and I blocked certain news sources. And even after I blocked those news sources from showing up on my phone, it still comes in. Isn't that hilarious?
Yes, it is.
So I blocked Yahoo News. And if anybody knows why I blocked Yahoo News, there's 3 reasons. 1, did Joel Cochran teach me about Seth Godin, Addy?
Yes.
Yeah, great mentor. Did Seth Godin work at Yahoo?
Yes.
Yeah, and did my time at Delta almost parallel his time at Yahoo, right? Middle managers are junk. Do we know that?
Yes.
Right? They get caught up in their middle management narcissistical ways, right?
Mm-hmm.
They don't follow the company. They don't follow the brand. They don't follow the CEO. They follow their promotion, right? And that ruins producers coming up in the field. Is that right?
Yes, it does.
Yeah, we know that information. We've worked in corporate world. We see what it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Seth Godin teaches that in his book, right? But while he was at Yahoo, he learned, all about how junk, that place was. You can't even try to get an article on your phone from Yahoo, even in a good news. Even if Donald Trump won something, it won't say that in the headline. It's designed to set you up with feelings that give you negative walkaways. So you will never look at the news. You'll never read the article, but you will get, according to MK Ultra's programming, you'll get programmed with those subliminal messages, with the clear headlines that feed you negative energy. Is that right?
Yes.
Addy, what happens with energy?
Energy has to transfer, and if you're spewing negative energy, everyone else gets it.
Now, we used to say you are what you eat. If you garble up trash in your headlines as news, what are you going to become?
That.
Yeah. So if you gobble up trash, right? If you watch Comedy Central's Daily Show, whatever that is, if you watch that and you eat that, does that come out when in your debates?
Mm-hmm.
And do you fail in your debates? Yeah, you seem like a clown when you realize that you've been eating garbage and now you speak garbage. So when you talk to a real journalist, like an 8-year-old little girl who does her homework, are you going to be embarrassed?
Big embarrassed.
Yeah. Michael Knowles is having bar fights where he opens up to debate. The funniest debates you've ever met where grown men sit down and they have a, quote, bar fight where they have open debates, which is the healthiest way that we can ever encourage anybody to ever do it, right? And is he 9-0? Has he beat every single person that's come up there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because he knows the stats, he knows the numbers, and he knows what he's up against. Grown men will sit there and scream because MK Ultra, the lessons learned have been applied to them in the programming from these news stations. We already told you who started CBS. We already told you that he was a colonel in the military at the top of psychological warfare, and he started the CBS station. We already told you that they were working directly with the CIA to label the propaganda. That's known information. And now you know that MK Ultra taught them how to change their audience's behavior, especially the mentally ill. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And where do you see America's division the most? Do you see it in a smart independent?
No, you see it in a weak person.
You see it in the weakest. We're not attacking all of our liberals. We know, Anya's probably a strong liberal out there, right? Leah Morris is another strong. She's probably not watching this show, never will, but she's another strong liberal. We see it helping her community. She's a midwife, raising babies, boarding babies. We love seeing that,
Good
right?
job, girl.
No, we don't have any problems, right? But do liberals that are mentally ill, are they programmed to hate?
Yes.
They have to hate, right? Isn't that the first giveaway that you're dealing with somebody that's mentally unwell?
Yes.
When they hate a political person, right?
Mm-hmm.
How could that even be possible? How can you hate somebody that you don't even know? How can you hate somebody you sat in a room with?
You can't.
Well, that's right. It would require what, Addy?
The CIA.
It would require MK Ultra programming, right?
Mm-hmm.
They would have to be programmed to hate.
They have to be programmed to hate.
Is a child born with hate?
No.
No. They learn that, don't they?
Yes, they learn.
That's right. And if you look across America, if you looked at last night's speech, if you try to talk about politics with anybody, who is full of hate?
The weakest.
The weakest of the weak. So let's talk about the weakest of the weak. How do we know men are weaker as we go into 2026? Well,
Wow.
Testosterone is down. What makes a man a man?
Testosterone.
Yeah, there's a couple of things, but I like that answer, Addy.
Thank you.
Testosterone. Now, what's 2 ways anybody can generate some testosterone right now? Do you know?
Simultaneous.
What's that?
Simultaneous.
That's simultaneous. Yeah, maybe. I've seen some articles. You might be able to start some testosterone from some coffee.
Or
What's another way?
finding good bros and kicking some butt at games.
Yeah, sure, getting that. But squats. Do squats and hitting the legs, does that produce testosterone?
Yes, you have.
Show me some squats right. Show me some Goku squats right now. You're probably going to disappear from the screen. All the way down, all the way up. Now, is that going to create some testosterone?
Yes.
Yeah, a little different for you girls. But for men, is that going to pump that testosterone out?
Yes, and remember, we have 2 hearts. One heart's been beat up and taken all the hits from the world. And when a child is born, that second heart comes in your calf.
That's right. So when you want to get that circulation in your body moving, what do?
You start doing some squats or some Goku push-ups or Goku squats.
That's right, guys. So you can create testosterone on demand. I knew lots of men when Daddy first started working with them and talking with them and helping them get out of their depression, to help them get out of the rut that they were in their life, to help them stop from having a midlife crisis, okay? Testosterone was the first thing that we helped them with, okay? Doing a little bit of workout. I'm not telling you to become John Rambo. I'm not telling you to become Arnold Schwarzenegger. You may want to be after you get started, but you got to do some squats. Sit up against a wall, do some squats. I've got a bum knee, double ACL reconstructive surgery, and I do my squats, right? Do we got to get that testosterone?
Yes, E-S-Y.
That's right. Does Plato demand that we flex on him?
Yes, he says what he does. He does what he says, and he does it possible.
That's right, little girl. And we're seeing that over the last 30 years. PhD studies are showing the outcomes are out, right? What did Thomas Sowell tell us to do? Look for empirical evidence.
Then
Okay, and empirical evidence shows us that after the CIA ran the project of MK Ultra and learned what they learned, we see the application applied in their programming. Okay,
right.
First they told everyone that eggs shouldn't be eaten anymore, that it was bad for cholesterol and all that. Now the PhDs are admitting that was way wrong. But did we already know that beforehand?
Yes, then why did God create eggs, and then why did farmers start eating them in the first place?
Have you had an egg every day of your life?
2 eggs, yes.
And what did the study show now that other peers and friends of Daddy didn't have the information as they were raising their kids? What does the study show now? What happens with your IQ when you eat an egg every day?
4. Boom.
Almost 10 points, guys. Almost 10 points. If you're not eating a farm fresh egg right now, you're going to want to add one to your diet. Do we get one every morning?
Yes.
Yeah, and sometimes do we get
2.
Do we know people who have like 3 or 4?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Guys, if you're not getting a farm fresh egg, then you're not getting your IQ back up. This goes right back with what they learned at MK Ultra to want to weaken the herd, to want to weaken America, to dumb America down. We had several pieces in play. Now, another thing that's going to help with you, wherever you're at, these are the 2 pieces. One, men are missing testosterone, right? So some men are getting it supplemented and taking shots. Other men are starting to work out and do their squats, and they're changing it. But some men aren't even aware of it and aren't addressing it. And are they getting stronger or weaker?
Weaker.
Much weaker. Magnesium is the second piece. From hair loss to hair growth to your immune system to your testosterone building blocks, do you need magnesium?
Yes.
And if we look at the population of America, is magnesium dropped off?
Yes.
That's right. Now, we will admit, does coffee flush out some of that magnesium?
Yes.
The PhDs have spoken, and yes, as much as we love this, it does flush out the magnesium in your system.
And that's why
But we just still drink it. So what does that mean we're doing? How are we fighting against the loss of magnesium? What can we do? Is there food that we can eat? Is there food we can drink?
Yes.
That's not going to solve it for most of America. You should be getting a supplement. We're not selling or pushing anything, but the two things that are needed are testosterone and magnesium to change the men in America. And the testosterone's easy. Do your squats, work out a little bit, go for some walk. You'll create that testosterone that you need. Is that right?
Yes.
But when it comes to magnesium, should they look for some supplements and additions to add into that, right?
Yep.
If you get a smoothie, add that magnesium. There's some different pills and some supplements that you can take. Make sure some of the foods that you're eating are chock full of that magnesium, right?
Yep.
You drink your milk every day.
Yep, 3 cups of milk every day. That's how much I need. And brother needs 2 cups of milk every day.
Oh, you did your homework, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Now, the desire to find truth is the last piece of this. Why are men weaker? Well, the desire to find truth has not benefited them. Okay? So let me help you understand. The average man is trying to escape politics 9 times out of 10 because why? What did we talk about on the show this week? Can you find a million reasons why you don't like a bro?
Yeah, but if you can find 5, you're friend with this bro for life.
That's right. That's right, Addy. You can find a million reasons plus why not to like somebody, right?
Right.
We think we're awesome, but you can find a reason not to like us, right?
Yeah, because we bring you the good news.
It'd be kind of hard, but yeah. Well, that may be a good reason. Maybe you don't want to feel uncomfortable and don't like us talking about things. So
kill the
you
messenger.
don't like it. Yeah, kill the messenger, right?
Yeah.
So that's going to happen, right? But in general, the average person doesn't want to be naive, doesn't want to be uninformed, doesn't want to be misinformed, doesn't want to be wrong. They want to be right. But something happens. The want to be right and the hear what I want to hear buttons get mixed up, right? What do you want more? Do you want to be right or do you want the truth?
I would say truth.
Well, you would say truth, right? I know you want the truth, right? Because you know to
learn, change, and grow.
That's right. We want new information. Doesn't matter if we're right or wrong. As journalists, we look it up and find out if we're right or wrong. Right?
Mm-hmm.
We don't speak about things unless we know them. Is that right?
Right.
You didn't make up stuff about MK Ultra on your show today. You went and looked this up, right?
Yes, on Grok. Thank you.
Did we have Grok verify our sources and verify our information?
Yes, we did.
Thanks, Grok.
Thank you very much, Grocky.
Right. So we did our research and we used digital intelligence to back up and support the information and verify the truth, right?
Right.
And because of the Freedom of Information Act, it's no longer a conspiracy. It's a known public truth that our own CIA ran this program. Is that right?
It's correct.
But what doesn't get talked about is why we're having this show today. What doesn't get talked about is the information they learned and how it was applied. And that's where we're showing you that the average adult now is in a boat. Do they want to know the truth? Do they want to learn the truth? Or do they just want to hear what they want to hear? Now, if they just want to hear what they want to hear, does the internet take care of that? Yeah. Are they able to operate in their little bubble? Yeah. If they turn on to Comedy Central, are they going to hear fake news? It's exactly how they want to hear it. Is it going to feed their emotional appeal? Yeah. Let's go back to that. The greatest book, well, one of the top 100 greatest books of all time.
The category of one.
The category of one. Now, this is wonderful information. PhD knowledges all the way up, but you got to listen to this, guys. Right off the bat, there's 3 rules in category of 1 that were learned in MK Ultra. Okay, this is what they learned on how to change the behaviors and how to get people, masses, to do what you want them to do. Here are the 3 rules from a category of 1 that they already understood from MK Ultra. Number 1, know more about the customer than anyone else does. So let me ask you, does the CIA, having every information on your phone, everywhere you've ever been, everything you watch, everything you like to do they know more about you than anybody else?
Yes.
Oh, good job, CIA. You're in a category of 1 because you've already got number 1 down.
Yeah, I got number 1.
Number 2, get closer to the customer than anyone else. Get closer to the customer than anyone else. Does the CIA on your phone, on your books, on your TVs, on your movies, in your music, are they closer to you than anybody else?
Yep. Check that one off the list.
Uh-oh. They've already got the first 2 in. Here's number 3.
My favorite. emotionally connect better than anyone else, and they already got that one.
Guys, that's 8-year-old Addy that already knows the 3 rules of category 1, and many adults have never even seen this book, heard this book, or understand it. But your favorite, no, Addy, your favorite reporter, Adeline Robinette, already knows the top 3 rules. But that's just a side note. More importantly, did the CIA understand all 3 of those rules?
Why, yes.
And if they're in the TV, the music, and the movies, and the headlines, are they closer to you than anybody else?
Why, yes.
Yes. And as we know, if there were good actors inside the agency operating, would you have a healthier outlook on America?
Yes.
You're right. But when we meet individuals, and this is what I mean, guys, we're not Amish, okay? Do we have friends that are Amish?
Yes, we do.
Yeah. If they were able to watch TV, would we have more followers? Yeah. Absolutely. But out in Lancaster, they're not turning the TV on. They're spending time with their families. And we learned a lot from them. One of the things we learned from them was to remember why they don't allow any of that programming access to their families. Because we just told you what it is. It's programming, okay? And from good to great, we just labeled how anybody, bad actors, can get access to the mentally ill, right? So who did the CIA practice all this behavior modification on, Addy?
On the weak.
The weakest, right? So if the weakest are watching TV shows you'll never see, if they're watching TV shows with commercials you'll never see.
I watch Wildcrafts and they don't have any commercials. So that's good for me and brother.
If they're listening to music on a daily basis, each and every day, which everybody is, are they getting programmed?
Yes.
That's right.
We don't.
Unbeknownst to them. If they're watching movies, which you only watch movies with us and pre-approved, but they watch all the new stuff and everything, are they getting programmed? That's right. And if they look at the headlines on their phone, which everybody does, are they getting programmed?
Why, yes, a million times.
Now, we're able to help everybody that we sit down with because we just grab their phone and I tell them what's on their phone before they say it. I can tell you what's on your phone because it's called chatter. Okay. It's designed through MK Ultra to do what? Well, we just went over it with the category of 1. It's designed to emotionally connect.
Better than anyone else.
Right. And do they feed them positive, patriotic energy, or do they feed them negative, hateful energy?
Hateful energy,
That's right. And so then when you try to have debate, Addy, and we try to have conversations with these individuals, they get emotionally upset, right?
Right.
But why?
But why?
Yeah. We don't even understand. We say, why are you so emotional right now? And most of the time, what do they say? They say, well, no, most of the time when we're having debates with them, they stop and they say, I'm sorry, I don't know what happened. They can't even understand why they're emotionally a volcano. They're designed. The system is designed that way to cause that, right? So let's step it back. If a person wants to know the truth, are they going to find it?
Yes.
Yeah. Public knowledge is out there. Mm-hmm. However, if somebody looks up what they want to believe, are they going to be able to find that?
Mm-hmm. In the news, the headlines will take care of that for you.
Very much so. So if they're not trained and they don't even understand that the CIA already ran a program through MK Ultra and the 149 sub projects that they ran out of this, then they don't know they're up against propaganda to begin with. The average younger adult will think that, well, it's the news. It has to be true. The average grandma and grandpa will say, well, it's on TV. It must be true. But Addy, do you already know who the head of the CBS was that started it? Yeah, if you talk to a grown adult and you ask them and you tell them that MK Ultra and that the CBS originator was a psychological warfare colonel, they can't accept it. Their mind's like, ugh! Because what does it do to them? It tells them that the news they've been watching and the movies they've been just eating up has been a lie. Do people like being told that they found out it was a lie? Mm-mm. No, ma'am. They do not like that. But is that going to stop us?
No, it is not.
No, that's not what what does Plato tell us to do, little girl?
He does what he says, he does what he says, and he do it the best way possible. Why? Flexing on him.
That's right. So every time somebody trash talks and regurgitates that trash, I just let them know that 8-year-old Addy knows far more than they do. And that's usually the checkmate on the paper, isn't it?
Yep.
All right. Because grown adults are programmed just as easily as children. This is why we don't allow programming in front of the children. But if you look across America, how many adults put their kids in front of programming?
99%.
No, not that much.
Oh.
But a lot.
A lot.
And are we seeing the signs and symptoms of what happens in America for that?
Mm-hmm.
Do we see some people changing?
Yes.
Right. Do we see more Bibles sold ever in 2025 than we've ever seen?
Yeah.
Is that a sign things are changing?
Yes.
Do we see more Americans than ever standing up and cheering for the hockey team?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a sign things are changing, right? Do we see winning everywhere?
Yes.
Did we go in with ICE agents and capture the same cartel members that are still attacking Mexico right now? Mexico's fighting back now that they have this administration support. Did we see murderers taken out of sanctuary cities here in America?
Yes.
Are they saving little girls?
Yes, like me.
And
other
do
kids.
we see by programming the weakest liberals in America that are mentally ill programmed to go risk their life saving a murderer? Does that make sense?
No.
It's crazy, right?
Right.
But we see it happening.
Right.
Why?
Why? Because the CIA. Because
What's rule number 3?
mostly connect better than anyone else.
And are those individuals emotionally connected?
Yes.
No, we're not hating on them. We have no hate for anybody. Is that right?
No. only
None whatsoever.
positivity.
But do we see, are you able to see that they've been programmed?
Yes.
That's right. And so this show is dedicated so that whenever you watch this show, we don't care if you watch this show today, February 25th, or you watch this show in the faraway future of 2028.
I don't care if you watch this in, let's say, 2010. I don't care.
2030.
2030.
There's no 2010. That's going back in time. What are you talking about? Yeah, if you take a time machine, you go backwards in time. Yeah, we'll send this back.
Yeah, we will send
Back
it
to the future. Back to the past.
back to the past.
New movie. Back to the past.
Yes. New movie. Here's some knowledge. Boom, boom. Here you go.
Well, some people think Trump could be a time traveler, so we'll get to that. But
yes, we will.
we want you to understand, guys, that the programming is real. It's called TV programming. It's called programming. And in Good to Great, the number 3 rule is the most vital of them all, emotionally connect.
Better than anyone
Everybody
else.
has emotions. Is that good?
Yes, it
Right.
is.
Are people compassionate? Is that good?
Yes.
Are women far better nurturers than men in general? Yeah, we understand that. But because of that known knowledge, because of that known information, is it even easier for the programming to emotionally connect?
Yes.
Absolutely.
With women. Harder with boys.
Yeah, well, because why? What do we have?
They have muscles.
Testosterone.
Testosterone.
And the PhD studies show what happens when a man has more testosterone. Does he care what other people think?
Mm-mm.
No. That's why we're able to get the job done most of the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, is it good to nurture and care about everybody?
Yes.
We do. But do we care about someone's opinion when we know they've been programmed? No. Does that mean we don't care about them?
No.
No. Do we still care about them?
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. Do they care about us? No. Do we see the hate come out?
Yes.
When Charlie Kirk was assassinated, did we see people on the left? Do we still see people on the left celebrating his death?
Yes.
Right. Is there something mentally ill with them? Yes. So are MK Ultra programs designed to learn from this information? Are they going to work on them the most?
Yes.
That's right, guys. So understand what we're up against. We're up against the weakest of Americans being programmed to do the most insane atrocities without any form of logic, without any form of truth, because there's no desire in them to want truth. There's only desire to emotionally feel better. Okay, so understand when you're seeing what's happening out there, wherever you're at, whatever year you're watching this, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter to me.
Understand that the CIA learned in 1970s and before that, when we talk about the Canadians that were involved, they learned very easily how to control the programming and how to emotionally connect with all of us, right?
Right.
When used in a good way, we see America become patriotic, right?
Yeah.
When they pay money to G.I. Joe to make a show that says knowing is half the battle, does that educate the children?
Yes, it does.
I learned that at a young age, that knowing was half the battle. But it's not a joke. If I asked most of my friends at that time, which I did, you know me, I said, what does that mean to you when knowing's half the battle? And you know what half of my buddies said?
What?
It's a cartoon, bro. What are you talking about? So what did God tell us to do, Addy? When you have knowledge and you have the river, what do? You take your soldiers, you take your men, you take your group down to the water, and what do?
Show them how to drink and see how they drink from the river.
Yeah, well, you observe, right?
You observe. Mm-hmm.
And do you keep with you the buddies who dunk their head in the water downstream?
No.
Why?
Because one, if their face is down in the water, can they see behind them or in front of them? No. And 2, that's where all you know what's down there.
Good way to watch your language.
Thank
That's right, Addy. But that doesn't mean we don't like him. It doesn't mean we don't love him. It doesn't mean we don't care about him. But when you're going to battle, when you're moving forward in life, raising a family, there are individuals that only want to talk about the NFL and football. And if you try to talk about anything else, you're outside the system. You're program bad. Meh, meh, meh. Those same individuals read headlines. Those same individuals are passionate about their hate against this president because they read it. But they don't want to talk politics because they're not informed. And do they want to be told that they're wrong?
No.
Do they want to be shown the truth?
Yes.
No, because that emotionally causes damage, right?
Right.
Right. It's easier for them in their circle to avoid the truth. Isn't that right?
Yes, it is.
Now, we encourage you to not be that weak. Okay?
Don't want you to be that weak.
We like confrontation. We like having the conversation. You see Michael Knowles out there having bar fight conversations and debates because that's what's required to change America. Can anybody change?
Yes.
Everybody can change. As a matter of fact, everybody is changing, right?
Yeah.
Each and every day, you're learning,
changing, and growing.
but some individuals are being programmed to grow which direction, Addy?
The left.
Off the deep end,
Like,
right?
Here's the
Off the
left.
deep end.
On the deep end.
Off the deep end. Logic out the window. Unity out the window. What do we know about teamwork?
Makes the dream work. No teamwork, no dream work. And no teamwork, the dream doesn't come out as best as it could have.
You're 8 years old and you know that because you've not been programmed to think differently. You understand unity.
Mm-hmm.
We're up against an entire nation that has been fed lies and propaganda from bad actors that lied to the American people. And we are now in 2026. It's not 2025. It's not 2024. And we're way past 2015. Okay.
Way past.
And because of that, America is now growing. Things that we couldn't say 5-6 years ago, we're now openly talking about today. Is that right?
Yes.
That's healthy. That's good to see. That's winning. The fact that we can have these conversations, that we can come to public debate, that we can have an open dialogue on even MK Ultra is a sign that America is changing. The State of the Union address attacked our murders. Washington, D.C. down past 100%. We're talking about black lives being saved. Murders are historically down after a year of law enforcement just doing their job, taking criminals off the street. How in what world could you be programmed to see murderers taken off the street and then feel that that's wrong? That requires a lot of level of programming. And you have to be a great level of weakness for you to think, not you, sorry, for them to think that taking murderers off the street is a bad thing.
It would have to be way down here.
That's right. But didn't matter what they think. Did we take the murderers off the street?
Yes, we did.
And are people saved?
Yes.
Are people alive now in 2026 that would not be here if this administration had not sent those troops in and sent ICE in?
No.
That's right.
It would be.
So we're thankful. The State of the Union address was wonderful last night, but we'll get back to that tomorrow's show. Today was just about MK Ultra and understanding that programming is everywhere. That the greatest book that we love, Category of One, is based off the information the CIA learned through behavioral modifications. You have to fight back. You have to understand it's in front of you, and you're never, ever going to break free of the programming unless you want to learn the truth. Is that right?
Yes.
Little girl, I love that you want to know the truth. I love that you're dropping truth. I love that you understand psychological warfare.
Thank you.
And I'm looking forward to the future with leaders like you, little girl.
Thank you, Daddy.
We're not alone.
We're not alone.
There are millions out there that are understanding of the programming. Just to remind you, what the CIA learned is how to behaviorally modify the weakest in the herd. And we're just going to, one more drop. Carl, you win the weakest of the year award, buddy.
So there's like a lot of buffalo, and there's one that are injured. That's the one they're going for, the weakest of the buffalo.
That's right. Every pack animal, every animal knows that. Go for the weakest, right? But that also means, now that you said that, that's also a great point as to why, who are we supposed to protect? If we have strength, if Sean Alexander the Great was here, why do we have our muscles, Addy? Why do we have our strength? Why are we blessed with what God has given us to share the truth? Why?
To protect our family.
And?
Protect our family.
Go weak.
Go weak.
Who's going to protect the weak, Addy, if it's not going to be us?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody.
No one.
So then what's going to happen to them?
They're gonna get cut off.
They're going to follow that programming, right?
They're gonna fall for the predator.
Yep. So who has to protect them?
The stronger.
Okay, so let's make us strong. Let's make everyone around us strong. Everyone who watches this TV show strong. Right. We don't care what side of the aisle you're on. Do we want you to be stronger?
Yes.
Right. That can't happen unless you're informed, because G.I. Joe taught us
knowing is half the battle.
knowing is half the battle.
And taking action is the other half. So we're giving you the knowledge. Now you just have to do the other half and take action.
That's right, guys. And do not forget, you can't spell daddy without the Addy. I said you can't spell daddy without the Addy. Now lead us in that beautiful pledge. The reason we're here, the reason we have so many followers today, we went very long on our episode, past the 9 o'clock show for everybody else, because this is a very special episode that we want you to understand what you're up against. So unite us again, little girl.
Let's go. Let's go, America. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you for tuning in today to our special episode. We'll be doing some more special episodes once a week where we just hit one topic and do a long deep dive. Today was Adeline bringing you the CIA's project run under Alan Dulles and chemist. Who was the chemist? Don't look. Who was the chemist?
Chemist?
Yep.
Sidney
Gottlieb. 8-year-old Addy knows more about MK Ultra than the weakest of Americans, and that's a problem.
And the director was Alan Dulles.
Good job, little lady.
Thank you.
Thank you for turning in today. Thank you for turning in every day. God bless America.